Oh, welcome back to Margaritas in Paradise. Hey, I went out tonight, had dinner, and started getting messages. Now, earlier tonight, it was the 7th of November, a Friday night in Pattaya, Thailand, and I started getting messages about it was the Alcohol Beverage Control Act. In all honesty, I never even heard of this until tonight. I had a friend sent me a message. I'm going to read it to you. I'll try to put a picture of it up here for you as well. Okay, and it says, starting November 8th, drinking alcohol in bars, restaurants, and other licensed venues outside of legal sales hours. This is exactly what it says here. Licensed venues outside of legal sales hours, midnight to 11, and 1400 to 1700 will be prohibited under the Alcohol Beverage Control Act. Violators face fines up to 10,000 baht. Obviously, bars and restaurants normally called last drinks at midnight, but allowed customers to remain until closing. People's Party MP Tayo Pip Hop Lim Jitakorn said the new law means alcohol consumption will no longer be allowed in commercial venues during restricted hours. The Department of Provincial Administration had warned that sitting and drinking in such venues outside of sale hours risks breaking the law. The law takes effect 60 days after publication in the Royal Gazette, which apparently took place, well, the 60 days from that is November 8th, 2025, which right now is technically November 8th. It's 1:26 in the morning. Tayo Pip Hop added the penalties apply to drinkers, not just sellers. Exceptions to the 1400 to 1700 sales ban remained limited to international airports, licensed entertainment venues, and hotels with valid license. Restaurants are not exempt. I ended up following up on this here. I'm thinking, oh, this is probably a joke. Okay, so we went ahead and we pulled up Gemini, an AI platform, has to say about this new law. Right. So anyway, I'm on the Gemini page right now. The core law governing alcohol in Thailand, our Alcoholic Beverage Control Act, BE 2551, which was originally published in 2008, which has seen significant recent amendments, mostly notable with the Act number 2, BE 2568, which is this year. Comprehensive law covers everything from the sales hours, location, to advertising and consumption restrictions. Here are the key aspects of the Act which apply both local and tourists. Key regulations of the Alcohol Control Act, sales hours. Okay, and it's kind of as we pointed out, there's a morning ban from midnight until 11 a.m., and then there's an afternoon ban from 2 to 5 p.m. The allowed sale hours is from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and from 5 p.m. to midnight, okay, 12 a.m. It says, note, while you cannot purchase alcohol during the ban periods in most stores, consumption in private or an establishment that already has served you is generally not prohibited unless the establishment itself is violating its license. Exception to sale hours. Recent amendments have introduced or clarified exceptions for certain venues to better accommodate the tourism sector. Hotels. Licensed hotels are generally allowed to serve their guests alcohol outside of the restricted hours via room service and things like that. Okay. International airports, terminals serving outbound international flights are exempt. Licensed entertainment venues. Venues with the proper operating license, e.g. bars in a designated nightlife area, may be permitted to sell and serve outside of the general retail hours. sometimes until 4 a.m. in specific tourism provinces. Prohibited sales and consumption locations. The law prohibits the sale and consumption of alcohol in or near specific public and cultural places, places of worship, educational institutions, public parks, government offices and hospitals, railway stations and on trains, petrol stations. Okay, of course they have age and intoxication, minimum age. The sale of alcohol to anyone under 20 years old is strictly prohibited. Intoxicated person. It is illegal to sell alcohol to a person who has lost consciousness due to being drunk. Advertising and promotion is highly restricted. Thailand has one of the strictest alcohol advertisement regimens globally. The law bans and heavily restricts advertising that directly or indirectly encourages consumption. Use of celebrities, influencers, or public figures to promote alcoholic beverages. Using alcohol brand names or symbols to market other unrelated products, i.e. a beer logo on a t-shirt. Promotions such as discounts, happy hours, or lucky draws that encourage buying more alcohol is also prohibited. Penalties for violation have been significantly strengthened. Illegal sales during the prohibited hours to a minor can result in fines 100,000 Thai baht or imprisonment up to a year. Advertising violations for businesses can result in much higher fines, up to 500,000 Thai baht, plus daily fines until the violation is corrected. Driving under the influence laws are strictly enforced and can lead to immediate arrest, heavy fines, jail time, and or deportation of foreigners. Summary for tourists. To ensure a smooth trip, the most important rule for tourists to follow are: do not buy alcohol at convenience stores or retail shops between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. and after midnight. Do not drive after consuming alcohol. Use a taxi or ride-sharing app. Ensure you are 20 years of age or older to purchase or consume alcohol. Respect the no alcohol zones, especially the temples and public transport. All right, so that's what Gemini has to say. So, anyway, what I ended up doing is I wanted to see what the Royal Gazette said, if it was actually published about this, the Alcohol Beverage Control Act was concerned. So I went ahead and searched that on Google and Gemini, and it came up with the Royal Gazette Alcohol Beverage Control Act refers to a recent amendment to the Thailand's alcohol control laws, notably the Alcohol Beverage Control Act number 2, which was published in the Royal Gazette on September 9, 2025. Key provisions include strengthening fines and violation and amendments to advertising rules. The new act modernizes regulations, addresses public health and concerns, and supports sectors like tourism. And it goes on and talks about fines, advertising, sale hours, implementation, and so on. And I'll put a copy of this screenshot anyway in this video, just to kind of give you a heads up and see what you think. What are your thoughts on this? Is it going to work in a place like Pattaya? I don't know. I had a friend of mine send me a lot of this information from Chiang Mai, and I know that some of the bars up there were closing at midnight in compliance with this here. I was at a bar this evening, and they said that they were going to stop selling alcohol at midnight in compliance with this new control act. So I don't know if everybody in Pattaya closed down the sale of alcohol. If you know of anything different, let me know. Put it in the comments section below. I'd be interested to hear about it. But anyway, we don't want to get anybody into trouble. I don't want to have names or bar names or anything like that. in general. But I would like your opinion. Do you think this is going to work? It seems like on an area that's dependent on tourism, and we're coming into the high season. I don't know, but we're going to support the law, right? Okay, well, that's all I have for you on this. I just wanted to this was going to be a short video. I wanted to get your opinion, see what you thought. Make sure that if you haven't done so already, you're giving me a thumbs up. You're hitting that subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it for future notifications of videos that are coming out. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. And, what do discos do down on, let's say, Walking Street, things like that? I was under the impression they just approved for places to stay open even later, from, let's say, 4 a.m. in the morning or things like that. And I'm not sure exactly how that kind of fills in here. And maybe because Pattaya is completely different from a place like Chiang Mai, where we are a main entertainment venue, okay? So does that mean that every bar that is in Pattaya, for instance, is already licensed to sell alcohol during these beyond the established hours? Let me know what you believe the outcome of this is, and what we're going to be doing in the near future. All right, well, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the video or the topic. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.